Well, see, it's like more or less the centre of Madrid. It's not the centre, because the centre is in Puerta del Sol, which is down there. But this is pretty busy crossroads. There's the army headquarters. Looks more like a museum or a park from here. Come across here, and you've got this wonderful roundabout with the fountain of a lady being carried on a chariot pulled by a lion. I don't recommend using lions, actually. If you're into chariots, get a horse or a goat or something. I mean, the lion might eat you. And if you go up there, you've got the Puerta de Alcalá. And then next here, you've got this magnificent building, which is colloquially called, that's a bus. The building behind, the white one, I don't mean the bus. Good. And it is colloquially called the Nuestra Señora de Telecomunicaciones, because it's the post office, but it looks like a church. So anyway, it's closed at the moment, so maybe they're putting in some pews and an altar and a pulpit and things, so they'll turn it into a church. And coming down here, there's the Paseo del Prado, which goes to the Prado Museum. And there's the station for Banco de España, which used to be written on the banknotes, but isn't anymore, because now we got euros. So here we have the Education Ministry, and right next to it is the section of the Department of the Interior, Ministry of the Interior, Home Office, whatever you want to call it, which deals with prisons. So it's really handy from the schools to the prisons directly. This is Puerta del Sol, and somewhere in here is the Punto Zero, the place from where all kilometers are marked in Spain. So that's 0 east, 0 north, or whatever. And it's, I think, under that Christmas tree, I can't quite recall. But it is certainly here. Now, 6 weeks ago, I filmed the Point Zero in Moscow, so Point Zero for Russia, which is a more illogical place because Moscow, comparatively speaking, isn't in the centre of the country, whereas Madrid is slap bang in the centre. Now, I'm going to go down there, which is I'm a creature of habit, and I'm going to have chocolate con churros in the same place as I had it in the Chocolateria Sant Inés, which is down here, Arenal, and so these things are churros, and there's one. You stick it in your chocolate and you eat it. Not really good for your health though. Well, the chocolate's okay, but I mean the staff aren't particularly friendly, by Spanish standards that is. Yambala. Taller está. This is the Calle Mayor, and here we have the Plaza de la Villa, this most charming building on it. And this is very sort of, it looks very provincial Spanish rather than capital Spanish. Plaza del Conde de Barajas, and next to that there is a place which does cider. I think Spanish cider is the best. It's more delicate than the British or French ciders. Plaza Mayor, and that building in front is called the Panaderia, because once bread was made there, and apparently bread was only on the second or third floor or something. I mean, I find that rather hard to understand, but in bygone times, apparently people would actually turn up here and get served bread or whatever. And this is another one of the, like most of this area around here, place of the Siglo d'Oro, the golden century, known as Philip IV's dues. Now there's a facade very similar to the Plaza Mayor. España Cani. Fantastic tiling. So here we have the Plaza de Jesus, and with what looked as a basilica, what's that in English? Big church. And I think Jesus is actually here because sitting by the queues of people waiting to get in. Well, I can't understand those. I mean, if Jesus is Jewish, as is written in the Bible, how come he's got a Mexican name? This is the Paseo del Prado, and on my left is the Botanical Gardens. Behind me is the Prado Museum. I'm now on my way home. I've made a decision I'm going to walk home as my weight has increased since I have been here. Not really a surprise considering I have started eating bread, which I don't normally do. There's this white bread they have here which does actually make you a bit fatter, and also because they do eat very late here. Very, very late. So I'm trying to burn off something from yesterday, and I'm not feeling too good actually, despite the fact the temperature is now 21 degrees. And maybe I think I'll have a bit of a cold coming on. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, I don't know. But I filmed this on Monday, so I'm not going to film it today. But once again, I do want to stay 20th of November, and it's so warm outside. Pretty brilliant, really. And on the 20th of October, I was in Moscow. See the film I filmed there on the Kolomoia. That day was a lovely blue sky and sunshine. It was much colder than it is here today. I think it might have got up to about 6 degrees. So it's 15 degrees colder a month ago than what it is now. On the 20th of September, I had a lovely journey up from near Munich, Dachau. I slept there, and I drove up to Luxembourg, just north of Luxembourg, and you can see the film of that as well. I visited Mondorf and Belheim. I visited Luxembourg City. 20th of August, I was in Poland. I was in Kazimierz Dolna, visit the castle there. Lovely hot summer's day. You can see the film of that. And on 20th of July, you can't see the film of that because I fell off my bike before I actually made anything, landed on my camera. But as can be seen, the camera's still working. And so there we have 4 months of my life. There's the station of Atocha, but I'm walking.